Welcome to Kids Eat Toast Sometimes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And a hair's infiltrating your mouth there. Yeah, just get it away.
That's the issue with lip gloss, is it just gets all in your mouth. But anyways, how are you doing?
That's what she said. No, I'm good. I'm wearing pink. I feel it's my color. Well, not my color. I hate it when people say that. Yeah.
No, it's your color.
No, it's multiple millions of people's color. I was. But speaking of colors, again, I was deciding whether to say it or just actually
not say it.
And there's a lesson there for everyone. I didn't say it. So if I can change, you can too. But it's Pride Month.
Yes.
My least favorite month of the year.
What?
June. There was a lot going on in June. No, Pride Month, that's fantastic. Our Pride Month in South Africa is different. I thought, isn't it in February? Or that's a Pride festival or the parade.
I think you might be right. We have it's weird, but I mean also we celebrate it now anyway. So, yeah.
Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's get it straight to the bottom. I don't know. I tried to put more emphasis on straight and then I realized...
straight to the bottom.
Let's get hetero. No jokes, no good jokes. But the one thing I love about Pride, more than people, expressing who they are and being who themselves and being comfortable in their own skin, is the corporate companies just swinging for the fences with their gay pride stick and, oh boy, missing.
I think there's literally a term for it. It's called rainbow capitalism.
Oh.
Which is, it's incredible, right?
I know. It's like, why is Burger King trying to use Pride Month to sell burgers? It's interesting. I
saw last year Marks and Spencer did one, and instead of it being what's it like, bacon, lettuce, tomato, BLT, they made it an LGBTQ. It was like lettuce, bacon, queso, I don't know, something like that, and tomato.
That actually sounds good. I feel like that's a home run.
I forgot what the
It's
other
about
thing
as gay as it gets. I think a big win for them. Big win.
And then there was also one last year, I remember, ICE. Like the international, what does it stand for?
I don't know. You're the one bringing this up.
ICE is the US's immigration agency.
Oh, yes.
Like
they always
ICE,
always steal children from Mexicans and they lock them up in cages. Everyone says, fact check this guy. You can. I don't think that those exact words will come up, but that's basically what happens. So how the hell are ICE the most evil organization doing pride campaigns?
Exactly, Samuel. So they posted this thing on Twitter and it was like Pride in rainbow. And they said, we recognize our LGBTQ plus employees and reflect on the trials that their community has endured and rejoice them in their triumphs of those who have bravely fought and continue to fight for equality. Also, there's been
not equality of sort of living situations though.
Exactly.
Or young children. Nice one, Ice.
Exactly. There's been trans women who've died. It's just terrible. So
hate to break it to you, people do die, Chloe.
No,
so
in custody of
no,
ICE.
of course, shame. No, that's
just
bad.
But yeah, happy Pride Month. Do you know the backstory?
If I was gay, I wouldn't accept this Pride Month. It's a bit like Black History Month. It's like, okay, cool, but what do we get? You know what I mean? What do we get in Shark Week? Shark's TikTok's accounts go wild. I follow 6 now. Again, I hate sharks. I think they are truly the bottom feeders of the top of the food chain. Bit of a mixed metaphor going on there. Also, not one that makes sense. But no, it's like, oh, well done for you, being you. And then it's like, well, my parents don't accept it, so at least Burger King does. That makes me feel so much better.
Oh, great. I can go have a rainbow sandwich from Marks and Spencer. Yeah, it's
a rainbow sandwich actually sounds like a gay sexual act.
It actually kind of does, yeah.
Do you want a rainbow sandwich? Maybe. Shoot your shot, gay people.
It actually does sound kind of fun.
Shoot your shot, gay people. I don't think I'd be saying that anytime soon. But Grindr is another beast. My roommate is on Grindr. And it's actually how we met. He took me on a date. A lot of people do think I'm gay. So maybe this Pride Month's also for me. Maybe I should lean into it.
Pink's your color.
We're all pink inside.
Ooh.
No, but he took me, I thought, a classic, we're just meeting for drinks. Friends are coming around. And then the drinks are a candlelit dinner at a 5-star restaurant. And you go, where's Barry? He's like, he couldn't come. And then and it was just us.
It's just
and
you.
It was a date. And even after the 2.5 hour date, because this guy's He's an intellectual. He's a good guy. He also writes some of the KETS episodes sometimes, or sends me links, which he thinks are funny. But anyway, so yeah, even after the date, he was like, he sent a mutual friend a message. He said, "Don't really know if Sam's gay," and that's just how I like it. Just how I like it. I feel like I was going somewhere with this. Oh, gay grinder. Well, also known as grinder. My roommate just says it's terrifying out there. People don't have profile pictures, but they are DTF. Like, how horny do you have to be just to be like, oh, fuck that avatar. That grey and black round. That's
literally like guys on Tinder. I think it's just experiencing it like.
Is it just men?
Yeah.
It's just men. Yeah, men are just
you're trash.
Bad people. Yeah, fair enough.
How horny do you have to be? Also men.
But yeah, and then one person sent him nudes. When I say one person, I mean all of these people. Not gay people on Grindr. And somehow he managed to get all of his private parts in. And honestly, I'm counting 3. So you work that out. And
3.
the sack only counts as 1. I wasn't just putting it wasn't a 2-for-1 type, or 1-for-2. It was a terrifying selfie.
I'm pretending like I haven't seen the photo, but I have. Honestly, the maneuver, the execution.
Ambitious and disgusting.
Yeah.
You can be both. But yeah. What else have we got planned for?
Too much.
What else we got planned for this episode? It's another crackerjack.
It is. I'm so excited for this episode. So we're going to talk a little bit about some things we found out this weekend. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about the Ryanair Afrikaans Test, Paul Rock. We're also going to talk a little bit about Ratanga Junction.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. And we'll talk a little bit more about Cyril.
Oh, yeah. Cyril, he blew up. And then he blew himself up. It blew up on TikTok,
and then, we'll end off with some of the questions that you guys sent in on Instagram.
Yeah. Your questions are diabolical, but we'll read them out to, foster a community. But they're diabolical.
Yes. But while we're on the topic, make sure to go and follow us there, because we do try and do it every week.
Yeah, or don't,
I think it's
Let the people... No, what I still like them. Of course, go follow us. I just didn't want it to be too pushy, like I'm the fun dad.
I'm the hard sell, Sam's the soft sell.
Exactly. Usually, Chloe shouts at you, I give you a cookie at the back. Pride month.
At the back.
It also sounds like a pride term.
Cookie monster.
Backdoor cookie? Meow. No, I don't know. Again, didn't take too long for this to fall apart, but that's how we like it. That's how we like it. So yeah, do all the following, And what else? I love the reviews. I like a well-crafted review. So if you've got the time, pop that in, and the links are all there. You just with your eyes.
Just go do your thing.
Go to Miami. So okay, Chloe, what are we opening with? I'm ready. I'm warmed up. I'm limbered up.
Okay.
Downloaded Grindr. Off to the races.
So this is something we found out on the weekend, is that Ryanair is submitting their passengers before you get your boarding flight ticket to do an Afrikaans test, to test if you're a South African or not.
Ryanair, not even like a Rhino Air. Ryanair. Who does this person think he is? This Ryan. And all the memes about Ryanair before this date are about fucking cheap flights, things being cancelled. They're like the scumbag, the Kalula.com of the world, and I can't stand
I love their TikTok account. Have you seen their TikTok account?
I mean, I love some OnlyFans people TikTok account. Doesn't mean I'm going to get on a flight with them.
No, but it's genius. I think that they've marketed on how shit they are. Like half of the comments are like, "This is hilarious," and then other comments are like, "I had the worst flight experience ever."
No, I'm sorry. Airlines are one fucking place of industry or transport where I don't want jokes to be your selling point. It's not like, we might die. What's going on here? And a little bit of speed bump. We call that turbulence. No, fuck off, Ryanair. And how can you make South Africans do Afrikaans Test? Not even the Western Cape Education Department does that.
I know, and it's crazy. So
they actually do.
So this one woman failed, and she got only 3 wrong. They asked her 15 questions. So I mean, she passed in my books.
12 out of 15. In South Africa, she passed and then some. I mean, that's 30%. Add on another.
She did top 3 of her Afrikaans class. Yeah.
12 out of 15, and they kicked her to the curb.
Right, and Anyways, and so she wasn't allowed to board her flight because she couldn't prove she was South African.
What about her identity documents?
They didn't want to see it. You cannot speak Afrikaans.
What about my ID,
outta
my
here, girl.
passport? It says I was born in South Africa. Is it?
Give her a fuck. Actually, I think it was like Scottish or Irish. Give her a fuck. I don't know.
Nope, that's neither.
That was terrible.
That was neither.
That was so bad. Okay. But also, not to mention that most of South Africa speaks Zulu. I mean, so if you really wanted to do a test, it shouldn't be in Afrikaans. But
Well, whoopsie. I think Afrikaans is not a bad bet. I'd wager that in terms of common languages spoken, that it is Zulu. And I mean, common languages being like, if you spoke to someone on the street, I go Zulu, Afrikaans, English. I don't know. I find like a lot of broken conversations that people have somehow end up being in Afrikaans.
yeah,
Because of apartheid. But yeah, I mean, but yes.
the way you said that.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it was forced to be learned Afrikaans. So
Yeah.
it makes sense why more
Yeah.
people...
I mean, if anything, I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. But
I can't believe I didn't learn an African language at school.
I mean, it was an option. Chile?
Yeah, but you say it's an option, but if we're being honest, all the schools, Model C schools, kind of take it for a joke in the southern suburbs. And it's not like, just like, oh, you know. It's
No,
not,
that's true.
It's not like they're 3 or 4 Afrikaans teachers.
Yeah. There's just not as many resources. Yeah.
And it's also like you're not really taught it in junior school either. So to bring it on as a second additional language would be hard.
Speaking.
And the people out here doing geography, so we
Yeah.
know they can't be like
Yeah.
adding a bit of isiZulu there to the list. But we should have. Big regret.
Okay, but do you think you'd pass it? Do you think
The
you'd
Afrikaans
pass?
test, yes.
Okay.
I am basically tweetalig. I grew up on Sewende Laan and getting slapped around by my dad when he came home from work, Chloe. You know what it's like growing up with a drunk dad?
Is that what it means to be Afrikaans?
I don't know. It's some of it, some of it. No, obviously not.
So-
Only one part of that is true, and is that I'm fluent in Afrikaans.
You're absolutely not. Okay.
Just watch.
Okay.
So you're going to ask
So
me the
I'm-
questions.
okay,
Why
so-
don't you
so-
put the questions in
so-
the script so I could see?
So
That's not helpful.
listen up. Okay. So instead of doing the whole 15 or whatever, I'm going to do 5.
Okay.
And you can't get one wrong.
Oh, well, I mean, the
terms of
math
the
checks
ratio.
out. The
Okay.
math checks out. I'm ready.
Okay. Excuse my pronunciation. Are you ready?
Oh, fuck, I thought that was you speaking Afrikaans. I was like, excuse me. What? Oh, don't know that one.
This is going to determine whether you can get on that flight to that dream holiday destination.
I'm never leaving. Fuck Europe. Fuck the Queen.
What about your wanderlust?
You can wander around Lost and Athlone if you so choose.
Okay, Sammy, are you
Something I
ready?
did do this weekend. Back to the show.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Okay.
What language do I have to...
Nummer
what language do I have to answer in?
I mean, I think it's just that you can understand Afrikaans. You can answer in English.
I'll answer in Afrikaans until I get stuck. Or actually until I want you to understand. So I might do, mengels.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for that. All right. So, wat is die naam van die grootste berg in Suid-Afrika?
Die grootste?
Berg. Kom nou,
Tafelberg.
Nee. You did understand the question, but it's called Mafadi. The more you know, right? Number
What's
2.
Mafadi?
You failed. You're not getting on that flight already.
What? Give me the question again.
What is the name of the highest mountain in South Africa? It's Mafadi.
Where is that?
It says it's on the border of South Africa and Lesotho. It's 3,400 meters high. The more you know.
What's my elevation currently? Fuck. Mafadi.
Oh, sorry. Sam's just showing off his new watch. Eh?
Hold on,
And it's
Chloe.
ice on the wrist.
Mafadi, I've never heard of that in my life.
Even me, I
that's
hadn't.
closer to Lesotho than South Africa, I tell you that
Okay.
much.
Okay, let's say you just have to get 3 right, okay?
No, I want to get 4 out of 4. That question is irrelevant.
4 out of 4, okay.
That question's out.
Wie is...
Mafadi.
Hey,
Fuck
I'm
that mountain, honestly.
speaking. Okay. Wie is die huidige president van Suid-Afrika?
Excuse?
Wie is die huidige president van Suid-Afrika?
Cyril Ramaphosa.
Kyk correct. All right.
Don't know what did you say? Huidige. But I knew enough.
Okay. Wat is Suid-Afrika se amptelike geleentheid?
Apartheid.
Samuel.
What was the question?
Wat is Suid-Afrika se amptelike geleentheid?
To me, that sounds like what South Africa's recent history.
Geleentheid. So think about...
Money. Mandela.
I can actually just picture you trying to board this flight and just like absolutely...
Excuse, let me on this fucking
I thought
plane.
that was one of the easy ones. It's what is South Africa's official currency?
So, you thought that was the easy one? Bullshit. You were living on Google Translate. They've changed Afrikaans since I last spoke it. Like I say, I speak people's Afrikaans. I don't speak this huidige geleentheid.
Okay, so that's 1 out of 3.
Okay,
so far.
let me just pass it to get in.
This is a very easy one.
Okay.
Wat is Suid-Afrika se nasionale dier?
Oh. Die springbok of
Ja.
die blou kraan?
Ja, nou lekker springbok.
Ja, maar ek het mos die blou
Tweetalig.
kraan.
Tweetalig.
2 answers. Nie so tweetalige.
Okay.
Okay, I'm 2 from 4. This is to determine whether I'm getting on the plane.
Okay.
If not, I'm boarding it to the AK
Okay.
47.
Waar is die Uniegebou?
Excuse? Waar is die?
Uniegebou.
Uniegebou.
Unie.
Is this the Union buildings? Unie daar by Stellenbosch.
Unieke
Maar
gebou.
dis in Pretoria.
Ja,
ek weet. Pretoria.
Lekker.
Pretoria.
Yeah.
Pretoria. Jesus. That,
But
no,
also-
how is anyone going to get
Also,
that
can
right?
you even imagine, so like, let's say this is like Ryanair in Scotland. Can you imagine how they're
No.
pronouncing these? Waar is die
Ja.
Uniegebou?
Wat is de naam van de hoogste berg? De Haggis? Hagrid. Yara wizard Harry. No.
To be fair, I don't think I would have done much better.
In the words of Pitbull, the host of Miami and Dale, if you like algebra, you gotta check yourself.
Can I make a confession?
What?
During the one question when I was asking you about the amptelike geleentheid, I forgot what it was.
Of course you did. I knew you didn't know what you were saying
looking
there.
up what it was again.
You were just out there. No, it's a joke. I mean, honestly, I did know how to speak Afrikaans in matric. Thank you, Paul Nordia. Another embarrassing fact to admit, I think like most white South Africans, in grade 3 when you met Teacher Lakazi, you went home and your mom said, "What's your teacher's name?" You said Teacher Lakazi. And then you have a sleepover there, you play rugby, some touches, and then you say, what's the teacher's name? And he goes, Teacher Lakazi. You're like, same. Yeah. Oh, growing up white, am I right? The guilt. Not really though. Like I said, I've done away with it.
Okay, doesn't seem like yeah.
No, I'm working through it. My psychologist, she's good.
You say that you don't like therapy. Don't be fake.
Yeah, I'm not at therapy.
Don't be fake. But
yeah, but even the way you pronounce some of those words, that was impossible. And
it was pretty bad.
all this stuff is actually just like 21st century racism, if we're being honest. The green mamba, deadly as a snake.
Yeah.
Deadly to your travel plans as well. You can barely get anywhere, and it's always like it's not the fun countries. You're not like hoo, I can go to New York. I go to parts of America, or I
mean, it's all about your perspective.
It's like, hey, you guys want to check out the Gaza Strip 2 for 1? No thanks. Visa free entry.
Well, okay, let's just say.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know what the actual worst passport is?
What?
So interestingly enough, South Africa's passport ranks, I think, 56th in terms of most desirable. So I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad.
It's not good. You know anybody in the world that was 56th at something? No. No ways. That's terrible, actually.
Yes, but the worst passport is the Afghanistan passport.
Well, I mean, you blow up a couple of planes. People don't want to let you travel.
It's because
obviously.
It's because you're only allowed into 26 countries with it. With South African, you're allowed into like 100-something countries visa free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did make an inappropriate joke. Welcome to the show. But it probably is why it's the least place you can travel to because of the war with America, or America's war with Afghanistan. Depends where you sit.
We're sitting right here.
We are indeed. But no,
Oh.
Afghanistan. South Africa, you can actually travel to quite a few cool places, like Jamaica, Bermuda, Seychelles. Basically, all the third world countries, they're like, no, it's fine. The minute you try to get into the first world, they hit you with the Schengen. They hit you with a this. They hit you with a that. Hit you with a begripstoets, you know.
That you fail miserably.
Also, like, bizarre that people can just actually say, oh, you guys come from a third world country. Are the tigers or the lions, do they live with you? Shut up, Klaus, you fat little bulgin-eating bastard. Bulgin-eating bastard. Unless you're a cannibal, I meant to say chocolate, you little fatty. You can travel around wherever you want in the world. Pity you don't use your feet. I don't know, I feel like that's the only thing as, like, Africans we have.
Our feet?
No, I mean, depends if they've been blown off by landmines, but, whoa. Oh, whoa. And a whoop. No, I mean, like,
anything we have.
We can tell the Western world they're fat. Yeah. And then they invented fat phobia and fat shaming. And, well, touche. You guys win. You guys win.
Oh, this is chaotic.
Yeah. Kwashiorkor.
Yeah.
That's a confusing one. That's a dummy runner. Imagine being hungry and fat. That's God ain't happy with you then. Like your ancestor did something fucked up. They did something fucked up. Yeah. Wow, this could be the last one.
Imagine being hungry and fat. You're so mean.
Chloe's tearing up. No, it's kwashiorkor. It's a terrible disease. And Chloe just out here laughing. No, I mean, we try and have a show. We try and be serious about things, cover a lot of topics.
No, it's just what you said. It is like really terrible.
No, man. It's just a grappie, you know?
Net a grappie, yeah.
And, you know, if you care so much about those sort of jokes, you know,
yeah,
sell your belongings and
get out of here.
Go work for the United Nations.
I don't know. Go get fat in the States.
Food packages there.
But
wow. Traveling. What's your worst traveling experience? Do you have one? You too organized to have a bad traveling experience.
Yeah.
I experience racism when I travel. Yeah. It's true.
Racially profiled?
Right. In America. I went to America with my friend. Title of my sex tape? Not really.
It was weird the way you said friend.
I know.
What?
He was my friend. Kirk and I, we discovered our sexuality together. We kissed and we thought, this is not for me. Pride Month. No, we didn't, but we could have. And anyway, what I'm trying to say is that when we got into America, I went into a separate queue and then they started asking me questions about Mexico and being Mexican. And I was like, I'm not, but we are going to Mexico. That also could have been why they were asking me.
Yeah.
But they had to wait like 2.5, 3 hours for me to get through like this border control. Yeah. I had another sexual experience, a cavity search. Yeah. No, I didn't.
What?
No, they didn't search my note. But anyway, and then when we went to Mexico, it was the funniest thing ever. No one checked anything. They literally like, hey, hombre. I'm like, hey, ¿qué pasa? And Kirk had to wait for hours while
you see, look at that.
I know.
The
beautiful justices in this world.
Exactly. I must say, the one thing that gives me travel anxiety is watching the Mr. Bean movie. And he loses his passport and he misses his train
Can't say I've thought of that too recently.
I'm telling you. I think it's like, it's probably, it was that and then Stuart Little with the cat that's going to eat him. I couldn't make it through either of those movies. It was just too much.
Stuart Little was like, fuck, I'm a mouse and an orphan. Christ, who invented this game? Who's in charge of this cruel thing called life? Yeah. And there are rats there like thugs. Join our gang. He's like, excuse me, I went to a private school. Yeah. No, I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Stuart Little. What was the other film you were talking about?
I'm a mouse and an orphan.
This shit sucks.
Yo.
What was the other
film?
And
there's a cat after me.
And there's a cat. Yeah, I mean, it's life isn't easy for old Stuart.
God, will he get adopted? Will he get eaten?
will you get killed by a mouse trap?
The other one was Mr. Bean.
Check out Ratatouille, my guy out here cooking at a 4-star Michelin hotel. There's Stuart Little. Please, can I have some more? Oh, wow. What a mess. But we must finish our traveling segments because, people love to travel. And Comair can eat a donkey dick because obviously they own Kalula.com and they just suspended flights. They were like, you know what, we're tired. Who would have thought we needed money to run this airline?
Well, it turns out we have none.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. But they actually, they also own British Airways, like the local British Airways
franchise.
flights has also been cancelled.
Yeah, again.
I mean, it's not even the first time this year. So
yeah. The Boeing 737 didn't even crash. That's cancel worthy. They're like, no, keep those ones up in rotation. But no, and then they did a winter sale that ran across June and May. And people like fucking furious. Like, how the hell did you sell us tickets when you knew you were on the verge of... fair play to Kalula.com. Secure the bag.
I saw some things on Twitter where someone was asking that exact same thing. And they reply with this like automated response, which is like, we're so sorry. If you want a refund, visit our website. And it's like, that's the worst thing to say to someone who's like,
I love it when companies
take my
like,
money?
fuck up. We are terribly sorry. So our deepest condolences are extended. We care so deeply that we created an automated response of about 150 words. We're dragging it out a bit here. Sincerely, a drone. What could they have given? Like maybe lunches away. What's happening to all that lunch? Airplane food still sucks, but it's not as bad as it used to be. We've come a far way.
I beg to differ. I wasn't alive like back then, but now I think that airplane food's shit.
Yeah. I must say there's nothing less nauseating than being on like a 15-hour flight. You haven't slept. The sleeping tablet has just turned into a hallucinogenic drug. There's a baby crying and the mom's like, hey, can you hold it? No, but I didn't impregnate you. You can't just put this thing on top of me. And then they bring out the eggs, or you can smell the eggs for that 4:30 morning breakfast, and you rock and you rock and you rock.
Anyway, what else should we talk about? Cyril's been in a bit of hot water recently. We talked about all the money that he has last week, but it turns out he has even more. Well, not anymore because it was stolen.
Yeah, this Ramaphosa guy. I don't think someone has been on such a high pedestal for me, and that pedestal come crashing down so quickly. I used to be in love with the idea of Cyril. And
this is like lockdown.
I know, and he was like, we locked and loaded, and corruption's ending, and the solidarity fund, and we're gonna do all of this. Like even with Oscar Pistorius, people were like, okay, you were getting the fan out, and then what happened? You're on your stubs, okay, and then you're like, the rest. You're like, no, he definitely murdered his girlfriend. But it was slower for me because when the facts came out a bit slower. Cyril. This guy.
It's just literally one thing after the other. Yeah.
I know. But I must say, I do think this is probably a political campaign. But it's like if my roommate says, hey, you need to flush the toilet. And I'll be like, this is part of a political campaign to smear my name. And be like, well, maybe, but you're not running for office. But also, this is true. You need a flush.
Yeah.
And so, Cyril, you need a flush, my guy. And so who cares if it's... But Chloe, give us some of the details because I'm just going to look off into the distance while I think about all the good times I once had with Cyril.
Okay.
Prom Cyril.
So this was in February 2020. This actually happened just before the lockdown. So little did we know it started way back before lockdown. But basically a large quantity of cash was stolen. He's got a game farm in Limpopo. And... Red
flag there.
I think it's in Limpopo, yeah.
Limpopo be the streets.
But yeah, he won't say how much money was in this suitcase, whatever. He had it hidden somewhere in his house and it was stolen. But obviously he hadn't declared the money, just a small little issue. So
I declare bankruptcy.
So, and apparently, he's like paid off the thieves to not talk about it and whatever. But he says now that it's come out, I think it was Arthur Fraser, who's like the former head of security.
No, he's like a Spy Kids, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, except like imagine more.
Bit of a shady dude, yeah. And I mean, obviously, I think he's got an alternate agenda, but he came out saying that Cyril has been involved in money laundering, kidnapping, because he paid off these thieves. And I think
kidnapping is just such a funny term. Say it apart. Hey, my kid's napping, and you go, oh, cute. Say it together, kidnapping, alarm bells. Isn't English a funny language?
Crazy. But yeah,
you're
so
crazy girl. It is, yeah.
So exactly, but he said that he got the money from his game, like because it is his like game farm. So like,
I thought now he's invented a game. Haha, Monopoly. He's South African edition.
No,
we get all the money.
His cattle and game business.
Yes, he's got some like ridiculously expensive bulls.
Why would it be in cash?
Chloe, if you don't know about the cattle business, don't be chatting about the cattle business. First rule of Cattle Club. Everyone knows that. No, but he's like sold buffalo and stuff for crazy amounts of money. It's Cyril's world. We live in it. But I think it's $5 million in cash.
We don't know.
No.
That's kind of what Fraser said.
It's what? Oh, okay.
Fraser
That's allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, who has $5 million in a suitcase? Well, a billionaire does, and Cyril is a billionaire. But pretty shady. And then John Steenhuisen said one thing where I went, you know what? This motherfucker's spitting facts, and it's not often I agree with John Steenhuisen.
Yeah. What did he say?
But he was like, well, we must investigate, but also we're like quite worried. Because, who would replace Cyril? David Mabuza and Ace Magashule. It's like, and you're like, fucking, if the cat from Mpumalanga comes, I think it's time for everyone. We need to get to Ryanair. We need to study for Afrikaans. We got to get on a plane.
Do you know
and we got to get gone.
That's actually genius. Like, Cyril's made himself irreplaceable because he's got like a vice president who no one wants to be president.
That's true. And just anyone else in the ANC in general. But it's also why he's been successful politically, because you know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't survive these sort of charges or history. But it's like, but he's so funny. Remember when he put the mask on? That's my president. So, yeah, that like TikTok video that went absolutely viral. And if you hear from TikTok, happy to have you. Happy to have you. Chloe, I still think the wink is too creepy. But it's amazing how many people defend him and think he's...
Yeah.
It's also amazing if like any part of content goes viral on the internet and you're white, it's racist. That's what I've come to learn. So...
yeah. Like we've said before, TikTok is the streets.
You have fun on the streets. I'm telling you that much.
Yeah.
The real streets, the South African streets, the gossip train. Kelly Khumalo, the plot thickens. Ooh. I must say, when I watched the documentary, I said, Kelly killed him, 100%, case closed.
I didn't hear you say it, though. I didn't hear you say it.
I said it. I put a bet with some certain people. We were working out the odds. Okay. But no, the Senzo Meyiwe trial continues to just baffle the nation. I think it's Advocate Telo, is his surname? Or Tefo? Oh, I don't know.
Tefo, yeah. Dan Tefo.
Well, yeah, he's representing the 4 or 5 people that are accused of murdering Senzo Meyiwe. And he's just like dropping bombs. He's like, well, you know what, Your Honor? Kelly killed him. The defense rests. It's like, well, nice one.
No, well, actually, he said that there's an eyewitness who's going to come in and place her, and he's going to testify in court that she did shoot him.
That eyewitness is going to become a dead thing.
It's kind of become like a giant game. Oh, no, not a game. Excuse me. But it's kind of become like Cluedo, because apparently there were 8 people in the house at the time, and one of them has to have killed him.
Who killed the Bafana captain?
Who was it?
But yeah, so... But
I don't know. Who knows?
Who do you think killed Senzo Meyiwe? Gun to your head. Sorry, that's my best Kelly Khumalo impersonation. Who do you think did it? I mean, that was a joke. But who do you think did it?
I have no idea. I'm leaning towards the 5 guys.
I don't know if these are guys that are in jail with so many cases of murder and crime against them that they just get paid to sit in jail and admit to the crime, or that there are genuinely a sort of hit crew that were hired to kill him.
Oh, who knows?
But yeah, I don't know. I feel scared for the eyewitness. I also feel scared for Kelly Khumalo.
Yeah, I mean, if she did do it, she should get caught. But if she didn't, I don't know.
And it's like also one of those where it's so sketchy and it happened a while ago and no one really knows. And like witnesses have died and one was poisoned and you're like, what is this movie and where are we? What is going on here? So, but
it's really, really bizarre.
Yeah, there's been a prophet on, I think a Zimbabwean prophet has predicted Kelly Khumalo's death. And he's like, if you don't start praying, you better start praying now. I was like, that seems like a healthy, that'll do it.
I saw people on Twitter and they've been photoshopping her into a jail cell, being like, it's cold in here.
Jeez,
like,
shame.
Guys, you have no idea if she did it or not.
I go, and it's because they're celebrities, they don't feel like people to us. So you can just
you're like,
and then imagine, I saw her walking through, I think it was Santon or something. She's got 2 bodyguards. And someone replied like, this is South Africa, no one cares. And I was like, embroiled in like the biggest murder case since Oscar Pistorius. It's like,
say a lot of people care,
reality, such a fickle and fine beast.
It's crazy. It's like almost like dystopian sometimes, I think.
Okay, I like that. Dystopian's a fun word.
I feel like we're living like a dystopian reality. No, I mean like with COVID and...
You gave up on your bit you were doing there too early. Like you did, like you half committed to the acting and then you just abandoned it. I mean, I don't want to see that again. Downvote Chloe in the comments.
Okay.
Come on, say it with your chest.
No, but I was saying like with COVID and there were a lot of things that seem to have predicted COVID.
I predict these things.
And it got me thinking about Black Mirror. Apparently it's
a blast from the past.
There's a season 6 that'll be coming out. But I was just thinking about how so many things that happen in Black Mirror are happening now or are planned to happen in the future.
Well, I mean... As someone who's a social commentator of sorts, podcaster, don't you think that's how it works? Like if like Kelly Khumalo is guilty, someone needs to investigate KETS. They know things. It's like taking pretty big shots in the dark.
No, because I think that with Black Mirror, the reason it was so novel was I think it was actually quite scary to people. And you were like, how could this happen? Like, will this happen in the future?
True. And I was just pulling your leg, yeah. And also, every time I hear novel, I just think of novel coronavirus and not books.
I think you said novel though, not me.
A novelty indeed. But yeah. So what are your scenarios that you can compare these to?
So did you watch the episode? It was called...
I watched all of them, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so the one was called Nosedive. And that was when, your interactions are rated on a network. Let's say you say good morning to someone, they go, 5 stars, but then you kick their dog and they give you 2, sort of
yes,
thing.
Like you literally are socially rated in your everyday interactions. Yeah, well, I mean, that happens already. Like if you got a big booty on Instagram, people upvote you.
Yeah, but
and now you can own a yacht.
On a yacht.
No one talks about equality then.
Yeah, but it's not on an app.
I know.
So of course there's Uber drivers, restaurants, whatever. But so in China. They've actually, I knew you were going to do that, China. It's not in motion yet, but it's going to be called the social credit system, which is literally going to be something where you have social credit. So maybe it could be shared on dating apps, what if you could be blacklisted?
It's not a popular opinion, especially with Stop Asian Hate. But someone has to say it. The Chinese be wild.
Chinese government be wild.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks for the clarification. But they be out here doing crazy stuff in China. You heard of the coronavirus, Chloe?
Yeah.
And how was that? Hey, everyone's like, Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, it comes from Wuhan. Kung flu was a step too far, Donald.
Did he say that?
Yeah, I called it Kung Flu. Imagine the president at all these briefings. Kung Flu, Kung Flu. Jesus. And then he nearly died from it and he stopped the jokes there. It was like...
This is too scary. Yeah.
No, I know. But no, it's these dictatorships, like authoritarian governments that are terrifying all around the world. You know, you could make a case for like America's imperialism as well. You know, we're not counting anyone out here, but you know, like Russia and China at the moment.
Yeah, it's true.
Overrated, bro.
Downvote. Yeah, and then I also wanted to say is the other one, which was called this episode. I remember it like really upsetting me. It was called The Entire History of You, and you have like a contact lens,
and you can view every interaction.
And then she finds out. I think he finds out that she was cheating on him, but you can go through your old memories, and it really was like quite weird.
Yes.
So Samsung patented contact lenses that are going to be able to record you every day. If you blink in a certain way, it'll take a photo.
It's crazy. It's.
But you know, and then like you think like, where does that get uploaded? Like, how does somebody have that much memory? And then, do I really want to watch my day again? Like, imagine having the worst day ever. You take your contact lens out, you're like.
I was checking if Samsung was owned by the Chinese. No.
It's all China. Yeah.
South Korea.
But it's crazy, hey? Would you use them or no?
No, because the cautionary tale was in that episode, because doesn't he end up killing himself?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I remember. That's my takeaway from it.
I think I'd use them on holiday. Like that would be really
to replay your
cool.
holiday. I suppose that's but it happens to people that overthink life already. Like you shake someone's hand and then they watch that back and be like, oh, yeah, my hand was a bit sweaty, or when I leaned in, and it's like, no, this guy is not even thinking about you, and now you overanalyze everything
and literally replay it.
I know, so it's not for me, but it's not for me. But there are also tons of films that have predicted things. The China syndrome, or China meltdown, that predicted like nuclear reactors fucking out, and then nuclear reactors did fuck out. Doomsday.
It's just all too Contagion, yeah.
I was doing the French one, Contagion. It was also a big hit in France.
Yeah.
Because they weaponized flu there, or birds, or bird flu. Shut up, Stuart Little. You're still an orphan.
But yeah, I think, and Doomsday was also about this like viral outbreak. It was a weird movie, like real weird. But actually, parts of it were filmed in Cape Town. I always love knowing that.
Love it. Like, how did you know? Oh, Table Mountain, yes.
Part of it was actually filmed like in Ratanga Junction, apparently. Like, you know, that like big food court kind of area. No, Sammy, have you seen this movie? They're like a whole new tribe sets themselves up, and they're like, it's weird. It's really weird.
Oh no, but that Ratanga Junction food court gives me PTSD. I remember Kim, Kirk's mom. The guy.
Back to Kirk.
Back to Kirk.
Kiss, yeah.
Kim, my first kiss. So Kirk's mom takes us to Ratanga Junction. Kirk and I are just running around, having fun. And then we have lunch at this courtyard. And then there's a performer. And it's like, you know, if you ever catch us performing at Ratanga Junction, guys, it's a lot worse than you thought it was.
Well, this would be concerning because Ratanga Junction ain't there anymore.
Exactly. We're like, but anyway, and this performer's there is like, baby, oh, and like choreographed dancing, and then he comes up to Kim and he's like pointing, and he like drags her up, and Kirk's like holding on to his mom, like, no. And then she, you know, the Madiba shuffle. Us whites have it down, but I remember it just being terrifyingly awkward.
Just so awkward, and I promise you that performer probably hated every bit of it.
No, he was sweating a lot. I remember that.
Did he have the Justin Bieber?
No, it was a colour guy. He had like a buzz cut.
Oh, okay. Well,
in another world, in another life.
I mean, I loved Ratanga.
What was your favourite part about Ratanga Junction?
I think I just liked like the feeling. I had like a sort of like approach to Ratanga Junction every time I went. Yeah. I'd do like the Congo Queen. You know, get my heart rate up.
That would get your stomach and,
you know,
pretzels.
You know, really get you in there. Then I would like obviously do Monkey Falls before it got too hot.
Cool down a bit.
Yeah. And then before it got too busy, I would go and do the Congo. I mean, what's it called?
The Cobra.
And the Cobra was so much fun. But the snakes on the way into the Cobra were scarier than the actual Cobra ride.
I know. I mean, sometimes there'd be a homeless guy with his dick out.
Excuse?
No, that's not true. That's what happens in Chloë Street. But no, I was also just remembering. Okay, I'd gone to I think in 2 years of KETS, this is one of the only times I've had a genuine crack up, and it's just remarkable because I have lots of crack ups. And then the first time was with the first episode ever when I interviewed Mazin Chepi, and he was talking about Ramadan and fasting, and I just got the giggles, not because of Ramadan or anything. And my sister was recording and she was doing something, and I couldn't stop laughing. And I remember like how angry he was getting, but I couldn't stop. But what was making me giggle now was Kirk and I know Jesus, Kirk's featured heavily today, but Kirk and I went to Ratanga Junction when we were like 16, 17. And I had like planned to meet up with this girl there, really, and like Kirk only came because I said she was going to bring a friend, but she never said she was going to bring a friend. I was like, oh, when he comes, she'll say. But then karma kicked me in the dick like a donkey, and this girl didn't arrive. She was like, oh, sorry, I can't come. And I was forlorn, and Kirk told Kirk, and he was like, oh, that's what you get. You're a shit friend. But the most humiliating part of the whole Ratanga Junction experience is that when we went to get onto Monkey Falls, they put you in that log, and we sit behind each other, and it takes like 5 people, and it was only 2, and this guy was literally like, ha ha ha, don't you guys have girlfriends? And pushed us down. And I was like, my man, you are working at fucking Ratanga Junction, pushing a lever. Fair play to you. That was a good zing. And it hurt because it was true, because we didn't.
That's too terrible.
But, right. And then, Ratanga was always in the paper. 15 people get stuck in the Cobra and like upside down.
For real though. But I mean, no one ever died.
No, but did you die? That was Ratanga's legal team's main defense. But did you die? We understand you guys were stuck there for 12 hours. But did you die?
But you were okay though. I never got the chance to go on the slingshot.
Oh, fuck that.
And then the day I was there, and I can't even tell you how much I had to do to work myself up to be like, Chloe, you're going on this thing. I was like shaking, and I was like, I'm ready. Like, get me in that like harness.
Jesus.
And they were like, oh no, babe, it's too windy. Can't go today. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, well, you were working your way up. I was working my way down. I did my best Oliver Twist impersonation. The guys would be like, oh, come on, let's slingshot. I say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money.
So you're going to say, please, sir, can I have some more?
They were like, I don't have any money. My mom gave me 50 rand. I can only have one ice cream, and I cannot get on this slingshot you speak of. And then I'd never do it. Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But they also, what was so weird is that, so I read an article, because I wanted to see if any... That kind of sounded like you farted. No.
It sounded like you farted, and then you did the classic thing when someone farts, you're like, fuck, get the blame off me, because we haven't progressed in society enough to know that sometimes our butt cheeks flap together when gases pass through our bowel system. Not entirely true as to what happens when you fart. I was reaching there.
I think that's probably quite accurate, but Ratanga Junction had been threatening to close.
Forever.
And everyone's like, they've been threatening to close forever. Over 10 years. Yeah. No, over 10 years. I read this article that was in 2005, and they were like, it's Ratanga's last season, guys. You got to get in there.
Brilliant marketing.
Like 13 years later, it closes.
No, an abusive relationship that always coming back for more.
Yeah.
But you know what is also abusive? I mean, I went to Paarl for the weekend. Well, for one day. I know that's not the weekend. And we found out a bit about the Paarl Rock and Imagine Dragons, because that boy is radioactive. My singing was better last week. That was objectively not good singing. I could hear. People say you're tone deaf. No, I could hear that was bad. But Paarl Rock is radioactive, and people should be very scared, Chloe. People should be running. Pack your bags. Chernobyl's coming.
No, Sam.
Comes with a bit of extra heat and a good view. The Paarl Mountains.
It is radioactive.
Yes, I know.
And it's got enough radioactivity that if it was like a power plant, people would be evacuated kind of thing.
Well,
but it's not.
Hear me out here. People always say when you play. People always say when you play Paarl Boys, what are they feeding them? there's something in the water. How are they so big? It's the radiation. Not scientific. I got no proof, but a shaky article and a doctor's note. Call me Jacob Zuma. You know? Come on.
I genuinely looked that up. I was like, can radon make you bigger?
Superman. Yeah. No, that's not. But anyway, you were saying,
I mean,
give them the facts.
Give them the facts.
Yeah, calm down, people. Sit down.
Yeah,
Get your radioactive child back inside.
There's radioactivity in fruit juice kind of thing. Radioactivity is everywhere. And if it was a big deal, people wouldn't live in Paarl. But it is just crazy. I mean, do we know? Maybe. If you live in Paarl for your whole life, which, bless. But, you know, what could happen?
Yeah.
You know, who knows? But
you could turn into a rugby playing sensation.
You know, go and visit Paarl Rock. And please invite me, because I'd really like to go.
We've got to blast through some questions and some fan questions, and then, of course, do a quick overrated, underrated, and then get out of your hair. Just kidding. Yeah, you guys love us. Anyway, Chloe, right. Nick wants to know, hot desserts or
fucked that one up.
Or deserts? No, he's right. Hot desserts or desert?
Yeah,
desserts.
he got that right, but you didn't get that.
All right. I feel that question got answered. Moving on. Christ. Apologies, Nick.
Hot desserts, obviously.
Yeah, and not the desert.
Melville pudding.
Kangaroo Jack. If you guys haven't watched it, maybe it hasn't aged well. But check it out. It's about the desert. Geeta or Geeth. My apologies. Geith. Wants to know any tips planned.
Sorry, I think I spelled that wrong.
Not when we eat out. No tips planned at all. Minus 10%. I asked the waitress for a tip. No,
just
of course.
The tip.
Any trips planned? No, not as of yet. But here is the big question that people want to know. Rocking the daisies? Yes or no?
Yes. I've never been. I'd love to go.
I've been, but I was so blackout for the 2.5 days that it would be almost like going again for the first time.
Love that for us. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a question. Your granny might be just getting blackout drunk. Speak to a doctor if she really has Alzheimer's or not. Imagine that. Everyone's like, oh, no.
But honestly, like a lot of grannies like drink a lot.
No, honestly, a lot of grannies do be having Alzheimer's, which is also true. I mean, there needs to be a deeper investigation into this. But yeah, we will see you there, Geeta.
I also love how she says, rocking the daisies or what other festy. I don't know, that's what we were calling it.
Small town beat's still a thing. That was a big competition at one stage for daisies.
Still a thing.
It was like, haha, we do techno and more drugs. Okay, we get it. That's the base offering for a festival. Show me something else, you know?
Yeah. And then Josh wants to know if you're going to be making Mr. Toast official.
Oh, this is a heartwarming story to end on. So I'm watching my brother play, you know him, you know, Bishops, as they call him. Bishops are playing Boland Landbouw and they lost. My God. Anyway, and obviously a lot of Afrikaans people watching Boland Landbouw play, and I'm watching there alone. I got no friends. Fuck. Does this keep happening? No one just wants to watch schoolboy rugby with me. It's a bit of a hard sell. I want to watch schoolboy rugby. They're like, Sam, come on. Anyway, so I'm just standing there by myself, and you can start to hear like whispering, like, podcast, and TikTok, and it's the thing, you know. And I mean, as you saw, I'm fluent in Afrikaans from earlier, so I couldn't work it out what they were saying. And then this guy, and this is what I love about like Afrikaans people and like Afrikaans like school kids as well. Like he just came up to me and he's like, "Hello, Mr. Toast." And I was blown away. I was like, "Yes, that is my name." No, I was just like, "Hello," and he was like, "TikTok podcast. Buy us snacks," and he, you know, gave me a handshake, and then he kind of stood around and he's like, "Dankie," and off he went. And I was like, that was good. And I just felt so bad that I wasn't funnier in the interaction.
I never know, like, how funny can you actually be when someone comes up to you? Do you know
well, someone else then saw me at Chippy's Prego. Some people I knew before and other people that listened to the podcast, and they were like, and they brought so much good energy, and they were going like, "Oh, we love it." And I was just like so tired and demolished from this weekend we had, and then I just like threw out some really bad jokes, and like the one guy was like, "Fuck,
chips."
I was like, chips and chode. No, I didn't do that. But I was like, is this the best version ever? Who knows? But I'm also, I didn't think about it too much. I just went, hope they enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to call it there. Look at that. Overrated or underrated? Overrated. We're not doing it this week. Yeah. Chloe just middle fingered the whole gang. Okay, that sounded like Pride Month again.
We're not gonna sing today. Do you not have any songs that you want to sing?
It's been asked. Someone. No, 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 no. Let me just get my pitch.
I don't know what you're singing.
Time to... We can't do this every week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Do all the usual YouTube-y stuff. We love you for it. Rate the podcast. Leave a fun comment.
Bye.